На своїх студентів, тому буду мати приємність зробити доповідь англійською. I will make my presentation in English just because I would like you to join that community of practicing students of distance learning courses. And you heard that already many times. I urged you to join distance learning courses, and now probably you have one more chance to understand why this is important for you, especially for you. Because our colleagues already heard me. I explained the importance of this topic many times. So most of the university professors present here already are aware of new powers proposed by that courses. But actually, these are you who are future of the educational system. So please, be responsive. And presentation is actually in Ukrainian, but I will explain everything in you during this session and afterwards. So if now you try to find through any search engine what is massive online open courses, you'll find at least a few hundred millions entries, just because the auditorium for that the audience of massive online open courses has crossed the line of 10 millions globally. The largest providers of such kind of educational service already count a few millions each. And the term itself was coined in nearly 80s, when the concept of open education was born. Until that, you bought a book, you paid for that book, and only you knew what was contained in that book. Starting from 80s, largest and most powerful world universities like MIT, Harvard, Stanford University, they proposed all interested students from all over the world their content freely of charge. And the MOOC itself stands for Massive Online Open Course. And if you just look through the world's leading university, you look at that Shanghai list, you'll find that out of 10 most prestigious universities from all over the world, at least 8 or even 9 are practicing distant learning courses. And actually, MOOC is not only the new invention in the field of education, it's a new paradigm. It changes the world of education totally. If you visit the site of MIT, you'll find them where most of their curricula in full. Every class which is held on MIT is accompanied by free and online service which contain every textbook, every practice session, everything is filmed, everything is documented, everything is proposed to you for free. Now, the so-called Open Courseware Consortium is composed of about 200 universities and organizations, non-governmental and governmental also, from all over the world. And they help to spread out that power of education through the world. You probably know that the guy to the left here. Can you guess who is this guy to the left?
Bill Gates.
That's Bill Gates, right? And even Bill Gates has already spent more than $300 million to develop that the new educational line. And this guy to the right is Salman Khan, who first practiced distant learning courses through the channel of YouTube, actually. He explained to his niece the math. And he found very quickly, he found that his channel was visited not hundreds, but tens of thousands times, but people to whom he was not intended to give lessons. But that new kind of education, which can actually, he coined that slogan, let us reinvent the education. So the paradigm has changed. And you already now, you are already participants of that new kind of education. And this person in the right bottom corner is Daphne Keller. She and her colleague from Stanford University, they constructed the first really massive online course on machine learning. And that course was visited by more than 100,000 students. It is impossible to imagine such an audience for any course taught at class. And afterwards, they developed that initiative to what is known now as Coursera organization, Coursera Academy. That video on TED platform had more than 1.5 million views. Now that Coursera is one of the leaders in this field. Actually, it has more than 6.5 million subscriptions. It has more than 100 open learning courses and about, I beg your pardon, more than 100 partners and more than 500 open courses now. And when I urged you to join that class on Coursera, it was the class of fundamentals of electrical engineering. You probably remember. I asked you whether you have joined this course already. So as a competitor in this field, which also contributes very much to the actions of open society, is EDX, the joint initiative by Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Stanford University. Much more, and Harvard University also, and Berkeley, they joined this initiative later on, but now it has more than 20 partners also. Actually, I believe that the best quality courses come from this initiative, but it's a bit more complicated to you than those from Coursera. So please start from Coursera platform. And this has already been a subject of profound methodological study. So such important and prestigious publishers as the Wall Street Journal, they already studied this subject in depth, and frankly speaking, this way. See, hello. So, okay. So I can see my students joining us right now. Please join your colleagues. They have also much more to say. So. We already have very large amount of data available for analysis, and those data prove that really this way of education is very effective. Of course, dropout rate is quite large. It's enough to say that just 2 of the 10 subscribers, they reach the end of the course. But if the course counts 100,000 of subscribers, those successive students, they will be counted tens of thousands. It's more than the typical university graduates in a year. So we also have in our tool chest, we have comparable tools and comparable programs to teach you this at distance. So if you visit the dl.edu.ua site of our university, you'll find a distant learning platform, a tutor, so-called a tutor, which is one of many types of similar. And really, you'll find instruments built at the same pattern as you have at those Coursera, EDX, Khan Academy, and P2PU. So every site is built, every platform is built in the similar manner. And that is why I ask you to subscribe to this service also, to have experience, to get that experience from practicing our tests. And what we mean by massive online open course. Typical group in our university, if we mean in international student group, is about 10 students. Well, the class of our university for which we deliver lectures is about 100 students. If we have distant learning courses of our own, this is about a few thousand students are enrolled in distant learning courses at our university. But when you are speaking about massive online open course, this is another level of statistics. Another statistics is available. And here, the typical course has about 100,000 students enlisted. Actually, questions are built in the same manner as you see in our classes. And those questions you have before you right now. So you can see there those alternative questions. You have some time to complete the test and to submit it. And as in in-class test, you are forbidden to use the help system with the manual, which is provided by the course. And actually, there are, and I will omit this point here. Let me postpone it to our final remarks and discussions. What kind of instruments I personally believe to be more effective than others. But you can see that different instruments are available. These platforms are really well developed. They are helpful. They help already to hundreds of thousands of students from all over the world. Asian, African, South American nationals all are now benefiting from this new kind of education. And I would like to discuss in more detail a few specific problems here as the complex and stepwise problems and tests. Unfortunately, those are not available now in our platform, in a tutor. I believe it will take us a year or more to implement that also. I can see there are difficulties of technical character, but I believe it can be done in the near future. So, so-called peer assessment is also very important. And actually, in small group of 10 or 20 students, I wouldn't risk to give you opportunity to check the paper of your peer. But when the community is composed of 100,000 students who have no chance to meet his peer in person, then those risks diminish. So peer assessment is very important and very frequently used method in those courses. And if you join courses on Coursera, be ready to assess works of your peers, of your colleagues, and to do that according to some honor code, to do that responsibly, because hopes of your colleagues are based on your honesty and on you on your responsible attitude to their works also. So it helps you to develop a responsible attitude to your work and to the work of your colleagues. And forums also constitute a solid part of that instruments of open online courses and also online projects. Online projects, and everything can be automatized. Everything can be checked and everything can be joined together to form that efficient vehicle of your education. Let's call it that kind. So tests basically are the same you have right now before you. But you also see in all of these well-tailored distance learning courses open questions. So now probably you understand me better when I insist that you have to have open questions in your test, in all and in every work you do. It helps you to show your ability to think in constructive way, actually, to find the solution for complex and a hidden problem, and to actually to integrate everything I told you. But what we lack at the moment, and what those systems already possess, is the ability to check your results in analytical form. So if you propose the wrong answer, the system, the platform will ask you to think it over and to use another chance, and it would be very sorry if you miss, and it proposes you three attempts for that submission, and finally you arrive at the right answer, and believe me, you'll be happy as never before when after hour of diligent work you will find that correct solution. And I believe that it will help me more than anything else to teach you physics. I try to explain you if you approach that goal from different direction, if you let this course to help me. And what is already done in those courses are different visualizing tools. And probably you remember that I already have three pens in my pockets, because our world is three-dimensional. So, believe me, this world is also three-dimensional, and it can be generalized even to much more directions, much more dimensions here. So, everything you can imagine can be materialized in virtual world here. So, we can check different kind of, they can check, not we actually now. They can check different kind of questions in analytical form. You can propose your answers as lists. You can also correct the code, and probably, Sasha, can you correct this code just now? No. Probably no. So if you correct this code written in C, I believe, language, is it? So you'll obtain the correct decoding of the picture encoded here. And all of that is bringing you practical experience. So you are acquiring experience working in those elaborated questions. And now you probably see the same notation I used in my classes here. So everything can be programmed in the correct form, and those are problems which I call a complex problem, because the next step is based on the result of the previous one. So we can find out whether you understand the material in depth, whether you can solve any kind of problem, or just basic knowledge are acquired by you to that moment. That allows me then to direct my help to you, because I will see what is the problem. We won't start from the very beginning in finding those. I will not spend my time in vain, and you will have no need to explain me more than you need. So, beautiful visualization tools. Different possibilities to construct everything, starting from molecules and ending by a computer program and models which can solve some practical questions of climate description and climate modeling. And you'll be proposed tons of online material. And actually the other problem arises here, the problem of filtering, because it's impossible to read through all the internet. So you must have the mindset of innovator here to find what is worth attention. And I believe this is another important feature we would like to teach you, how to find what is worth attention and to let aside, to take aside everything else. So most of these courses are built in the same way. Well, it's my pity. It was my handwriting. I believe it's beautiful because I made it. So I received the highest mark for this assignment. And you can do that too. You can do everything I did in those courses. Believe me, it's a very influential thing to obtain the certificate signed by Harvard professor. And one more thing you will check by your own, I believe, is to check whether the science is the same everywhere. And you'll find that science courses we give you here are the same. We give you the same math classes and the same physics, the same electrical engineering, which you would obtain in Massachusetts, in Boston, or in Switzerland, in France, in Britain. Here you have a possibility to have the same kind of courses with appropriate quality, with comparable quality actually. Just look, I have no extents from lectures, from video lectures there, you'll find them easily there, but actually we do the same, we give you the same science, with the same set of techniques. So it's I believe the justification for paying enough respect to Ukrainian professors also, to attend classes, to come in time, and to work on your homeworks. And everything this, I insist, everything this, here everything is for free. Every one of our know how much you pay for us for your education. But the difference here is that you are left alone when you are working with those courses. And really, you will be left alone visiting lectures at Harvard. The system of the science is the same, but the system of education is a bit different. Here, we spend plenty of time giving consultation hours to you. So we are waiting you in our labs. Come to our labs and we will explain you how this or that assignment should be made, how that problem can be solved, and so on. So, the difference between traditional Soviet-made system of education and international layouts are really in that attitude towards the student. Many of you complain because of different complications and problems, but the essence is that now we are waiting you to come. We are proposing you different new tools, and you just use that opportunity. You just come to us. And if I should stop somewhere, it's the best place, I believe, to stop here. Should I already? Should I continue or stop here? I can conclude right now, actually. So, okay. And now about the experiment I described in my contribution. Last year I proposed two groups of students. One group was computer science group, one was mechanical engineering group, and one group was composed of Ukrainian students. These were computer science department students, and the representative of that group is present here, to join a few courses on Coursera and EDX. Well, unfortunately, no one has managed to finish course on EDX. those courses are really much more complicated. These are high-level courses that require more than 15 hours per week to finish those courses successfully. But I am happy to inform you that in 2 courses of Coursera, I had successful graduates. So Alexander, who is present here, he obtained the certificate from nanotechnology, and a few more of his group mates have done the same. And right now, a few students are successfully working on fundamentals of electrical engineering course. I urge you to keep an eye on those platforms. You will find there large variety of different useful and not very useful courses. It's up to you to decide which course you would like to take. No one will put the good or bad mark to you for just finishing or dropping from that course. But believe me, if you are able to choose the course, to work on this course, and to graduate from that course, it will help you a lot. It will change your perception of yourself. Actually, your self-reflection will change basically. And the build-up of these courses, and probably Chris, have you seen that platform? Have you joined this course? Not yet. I believe you should. So you can see that those courses are organized in weeks, very much as our system is, as our courses are organized. And every week students have some, during the semester, every week student has some lectures to view, some questions to answer, some project and practical problems to discuss in platform. And there is another feature I'm just fond of in these courses. Because of that worldwide nature, you'll always have somebody to talk with in forum. Even if you are late in the night here in Ukraine, there is someone in Australia or in Paraguay who is wishing to answer your question. I advertise our efforts, but I am unable to give you the same level of support. And here, in these courses, in the forums of these courses, you'll find some peer to discuss what is important for you right now, at once. And those lectures are accompanied by very extensive books. Those books have cost of about $100 if you wish to buy the copy at Amazon, for example. But they are proposed to you free of charge if you are the student of this course. Very valuable addition to our courses, I believe. And you find the same kind of problems I propose you. So it's the chance to practice before you come to me in my exam. And see the difference. If you come to me with my own problem I gave you, I won't explain you the whole solution. I will just show you the way. But if you come to me with some other's problem, it would be my intention to show you that I am able to solve this problem myself. So I will explain you everything in that problem. So use the trick. You are allowed now. So different sandboxes are full of circuits you can construct and then study how they work with your hands without the danger of obtaining electrical shock, for example. So everything is very well documented. Everything has some technical support. The forums are discussing different difficult questions. Right, those minutes you are working with these courses, and that is my general conclusions. Sorry, I've taken extra time. So bicycles exist. Let us not invent them once more. We can find the universe just at our tip. So bicycles exist, and let us use them as they are built for us. Thanks.